This is my final project in green criminology in spring 2025. The topic I chose was the impacts of animal consumption for the environment, human body, and biodiversity. Today, we live on a planet that's facing serious ecological issues, and one of the biggest, but often overlooked, is our appetite for meat. In this video, I talk about environmental harm, speciesism, and injustice linked to industrial meat production through the perspective of green criminology. Meat consumption is hurting our planet and its living beings. The way we do industrial animal farming speeds up climate change, pollutes ecosystems, and normalizes mass suffering, often in ways that people don't even notice. It's essential to understand what's going on here if we're going to tackle the big environmental and ethical problems we're facing. Biodiversity is essential to life, and animal farming is one of the leading causes of extinction, habitat destruction, and pollution. It also contributes to antibiotic resistance, spreads diseases that can jump from animals to humans, and drains our water supplies. So our health is intimately tied to the health of the planet and the treatment of other species. Every year, over 80 billion animals are killed for meat worldwide. This leads to some serious problems, like massive biodiversity loss, deforestation, water pollution, and dead zones in the ocean. And it's surprising to learn that this industry takes up 83% of the planet's farmland, but it only gives us 18% of our calories. Livestock farming is also responsible for 14.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions, making it one of the major contributors to climate change. Even with these serious environmental and ethical concerns, eating meat is still a normal part of our culture, driven by economics and politics. Historically, meat consumption was a luxury reserved for the wealthy. But during the Industrial Revolution, things like mass refrigeration, government subsidies, and factory farming changed the game, making it something everyone expects to consume regularly. Cultural traditions, religious beliefs, and political pressure have also made meat a standard part of our diets. On top of that, agricultural gag laws hide the cruelty involved in meat production and even make it illegal for people to expose it. Our collective disconnection from where meat comes from is not accidental, it is manufactured. Factory farms are places where animals go through a lot of suffering. Pigs are crammed into tiny crates, and chickens are mutilated and tortured without any anesthesia. Many animals are fully conscious and aware while they are being slaughtered, and every year around 10 billion animals are used in experiments in labs. Speciesism teaches us to ignore their pain, and that is not okay. Speciesism is the belief that human interests automatically outweigh those of other sentient beings. The documentary Earthlings shows how speciesism lets us treat animals like products, totally overlooking their feelings, awareness, and their right to live without pain. Green criminology reveals that industrial meat production is not just a personal choice. It is a systemic crime against the planet and against non-human life. The social factors behind this include big corporations taking control of our food systems, people becoming desensitized to the violence against animals, governments backing this through subsidies and less regulation, and a speciesist mindset that's built into our laws, media, and daily lives. As White and Heckenberg argue, environmental harm must be understood not just ecologically, but socially. Meat production shows a system that focuses more on making money than on valuing life. It prioritizes quick consumption instead of thinking about long-term sustainability. And it prioritizes human control first over the idea of living in harmony with the earth. When we think about meat consumption, it's important to see it as part of bigger issues of violence and control. The way we treat animals reflects the same idea as colonialism, racism, and sexism. To really tackle the problems with meat, we need to break down these connected systems. It's not enough to just reduce harm. We have to rethink how we relate to all living beings on this planet. Change is happening. The plant-based market is growing fast, with a 28% annual increase. Cultivated meat, which is lab-grown, is paving the way for a future without animals. And environmental activists are pushing back against the power of big agriculture. But real change means we need to dig deeper, not just looking at what we eat, but also figuring out why we accept exploitation in the first place. Growing up, we're led to believe that eating meat is totally normal, essential, and something to enjoy. Meat is connected to our beliefs, social class, traditions, and family memories. But as the documentary Earthlings reminds us, pain is pain, conveyed by nerves to the brain, no matter the intelligence, strength, or social status of the being. In conclusion, meat consumption is a socially constructed system of normalized harm, driven by speciesism, greed in industries, and political deal-making. Green criminology encourages us to look beyond just the environmental damage and really understand the bigger issues of injustice at play. The future of life on our planet relies on recognizing that we're all connected, no matter the species, and we need to act on that. If we continue to inflict harm on those weaker than us, we ultimately harm the planet and ourselves. The time to choose empathy over exploitation is now.